Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Neshtiki Om Gyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksharon Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati
Devi.
Pracharine Nirviseshasha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 9, Canto 3, Chapter 9 and text 20. Brahmaji is speaking to Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Yo avidya yanupahato api dashana vritya nidram uvaha chatari krita lokayatraha antarjalehi kashipu sparshanukulam bimor mimalini janasya sukham vivirinvan. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My Lord, you accept the pleasure of sleeping in the water of devastation, where there are violent waves, and you enjoy pleasure on the bed of snakes, showing the happiness of your sleep to intelligent persons. At that time, all the universal planets are stationed within your abdomen. Persons who cannot think of anything beyond the limit of their own power are like frogs in a well, who cannot imagine the length and breadth of the great Pacific Ocean. Such people take it as legendary when they hear that the Supreme Lord is lying on his bed within the great ocean of the universe. They're surprised that one can lie down within water and sleep very happily. So there are many of us who think only what is possible by thinking with our limited mind. Something inconceivable, we feel, oh, how can it be possible? It's cannot possible because the mind is not able to accept it. And then because the mind is not able to accept it, we think it's not possible. We think that we are the ultimate authority without realizing that we are having 4 defects. And the 4 defects are, we commit mistakes, we have imperfect senses, we are always in illusion, and we cheat. in spite of that, we think that, no, my knowledge is perfect. And so when they hear about the Lord, oh, that the Lord can lie down in the water and he is having yoga nidra, they are saying, no, no, it's not possible. But a little intelligence can mitigate this foolish astonishment. There are many living entities within the bed of the ocean who also enjoy the material bodily activities of eating, sleeping, defending, and mating. If such insignificant living entities can enjoy life within the water, why can't the Supreme Lord, who is all-powerful, sleep on the cool body of a serpent and enjoy in the turmoil of violent ocean waves? So then it's said that, so if the aquatics are able to live inside the water, if the fish and the various different ocean animals are able to sit inside, they are able to live in the water and have their full life. They are born there, they mate, they grow up, then they produce, and then they die. So their whole life they are in the water. Then why can't the Lord be in the water? The distinction of the Lord is that his activities are all transcendental and he's able to do anything and everything without being deterred by limitations of time and space. He can enjoy his transcendental happiness regardless of material considerations. So because the Lord, he is transcendental, he's Satchidananda. So it's not that, oh, like how we say, the sun is not yet out. I wish the sun was out. I would have felt more cheerful. Like this, it feels dull and gloomy. Krishna is not dependent on any material condition. Whether the sun is out or no, he is happy and he's blissful. He's transcendental. He's Atmaram. He's Atmaram. He's not, we say, it's raining so much, let me not get out of the house. I don't feel very good. No, but Krishna, no, he's fine. It doesn't matter to him. And then he's able to do anything and everything without being deterred by limitations of time and space. So time and space limitations are for us. We are limited within time and space, or when we have a certain limit of time, we need certain amount of time to do certain activity. How much ever time it may be. For different living entities, it would be different. And the atmosphere, the environment we are in, we are limited to that. But Krishna is not limited. He can live inside the water also. We can't live inside the water. We need the air to breathe, the oxygen here. But the same way, the fish cannot come and stay outside the water. They cannot breathe the air here. They need it inside the water. But Krishna, he can. Whether inside water, outside water, it doesn't matter to him. He can be anywhere. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's move on. Because many people, they say, how can we believe these things seem so unnatural? No, it's not possible. But here Bhagavatam is explaining why it's not possible. Anything is possible for the Lord. So when somebody tells us, no, I cannot believe all these things, we can tell them why. Why? God is not limited to our own mental capacity, mental thinking. God has inconceivable potency, so he can do anything. Text 21. Yanabhi Padma Bhavanad Aham Asam Idya Lokatrayo Pakarano Yad Anugrahena Tasmai Namasta Udarasta Bhavaya Yoga Nidra Vasana Vikasan Nalinekshanaya. O object of my worship, I am born from the house of your lotus navel for the purpose of creating the universe by your mercy. All these planets of the universe were stationed within your transcendental abdomen while you were enjoying sleep. Now, your sleep having ended, your eyes are open like blossoming lotuses in the morning. So here Brahmaji is very clearly saying that I'm going to create the universe is by your mercy. Otherwise, if I don't have your mercy, I will not be able to do it. And he's saying that all these planets, actually Brahmaji is not making them. He's saying that they already existed inside your body. They've already existed. So it's not that Brahmaji is creating the material elements. He is just in charge of the sub-creation, just giving shape to everything. Brahma is teaching us the beginning of Archana regulations from morning 4 o'clock to night 10 o'clock. Early in the morning, the devotee has to rise from his bed and pray to the Lord. And there are other regulative principles for offering Mangal Aarti early in the morning. Foolish non-devotees, not understanding the importance of Archana, criticize the regulative principles, but they have no eyes to see that the Lord also sleeps by his own will. The impersonal conception of the Supreme is so detrimental to the path of devotional service that it is very difficult to associate with the stubborn non-devotees who always think in terms of material conceptions. So we also sleep and we wake up. The Lord also sleeps and wakes up. He also does that. Why he cannot? Just because he's God, we think he can't sleep? No, if we can, so even he can sleep. So because God, he's a person, we try to negate a personality to God, because he's omnipresent and omnipotent. So we think, oh, he's no more a person. No, he's a person, very much a person. And here the importance of Mangal Aarti is given. Mangal Aarti is like waking up early in the morning. In some countries, it's at 4:15 in the morning, some countries at 4:30. And some countries, it's a little later, depending when the Brahma Muhurta is there. That's the Mangal Aarti is performed for waking up the Lord. Waking up the Lord. Impersonalists always think backwards. They think that because there is form in matter, spirit should be formless. Because in matter there is sleep, in spirit there cannot be sleep. And because the sleeping of the deity is accepted in Archana worship, the Archana is Maya. All these thoughts are basically material. So if we think that that sleep is there in the material world, so in the spiritual world, in the spirit, there cannot be sleep, and because the deity is sleeping, the deity is also material. That is a wrong conception. If we are thinking, oh, because over here in matter, we are seeing form, we are able to see shapes. And because we say, oh, this world is an illusory world. So what do the impersonalists say? Oh, that means all shapes is illusion. But it's not that all shapes is illusion. We thinking that we are the body is the illusion. The real forms exist. They exist in the spiritual world. Otherwise, how can there be a reflection without having the original? Only because we are standing in front of the mirror can we see our reflection in the mirror. Otherwise, why will there be a reflection? So because the original forms are there in the spiritual world, that's the reason we have forms in this material world. So all these thoughts are basically material. To think either positively or negatively is still thinking materially. Knowledge accepted from the superior source of the Vedas is standard. Here in these verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find that Archana is recommended. So why shall we accept knowledge from the Vedas? Why? Anyone?
Because it is spoken by Krishna himself.
Yes. And so it's perfect knowledge.
Yeah.
Krishna is perfect. And we all have 4 imperfections. Our knowledge is not perfect. Why? Because we commit mistakes. Our senses are imperfect. We are in illusion and we cheat. So all our knowledge is imperfect actually. Only when we are repeating what we are hearing from the perfect person, that knowledge is perfect. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything else we are saying, I think, okay, I
It
think.
depends on our circumstances. We say like it depends on the circumstances, more or less.
You mean our knowledge, right?
Yeah, our knowledge.
But
Yeah.
then it's relative, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
relative.
relative. Yeah.
So if we want to speak of perfect knowledge, we need to repeat
Yeah. Yeah. What is
what,
spoken by Krishna, the
yes,
Vedas, actually.
yes. Then our knowledge is perfect, although we are not perfect. We are
Yeah.
not perfect. But because we are just repeating what we are hearing from the Vedas, which is perfect, our knowledge is perfect. Anything else which is we are speaking, which is not in the Vedas, is just our mental speculation. Then that's like, as we said, relative to time, place, and circumstance. So before Brahma took up the task of creation, he found the Lord sleeping on the serpent bed in the waves of the water of devastation. Therefore, sleeping exists in the internal potency of the Lord, and this is not denied by pure devotees of the Lord like Brahma and his disciplic succession. So it's not artificially saying, no, the Lord cannot sleep. Why he cannot sleep? He can. He can be awake also all the time. He can be sleeping and yet awake. Well, we can't do that. You see, because we always thinking, I can't be sleeping and be awake at the same time, so the Lord also cannot. And that's a limitation we are putting on the Lord. So he is able to do anything and everything by his transcendental will and not be hampered by any circumstances. Just by his will, he is able to do anything. We can't do anything by our will. Our will is that we should become God. How much we have been trying since millions of births, but till now we have not become God, And some of us still have the hope that, okay, I will become God later. And never ever we can become God. The Mayavadi cannot think beyond this material experience. And thus he denies the Lord's ability to sleep within the water. His mistake is that he compares the Lord to himself. And that comparison is also a material thought. The whole philosophy of the Mayavada school, based on not this, not that, neti, is basically material. So what is the Mayavadi philosophy? Oh, not this, reject this, give up this, renounce this, don't be emotionless, because everything is Maya, But it's not that. We have to understand things in a proper perspective. Such thought cannot give one the chance to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is. If you're going to reject everything, then we won't be able to understand the truth, the fact. Is that okay?
Yes.
And they think that, Mayavadi think that God is impersonal, right? It's light.
Yes, that he doesn't have a form, that he's not a person, that he doesn't have eyes, hands, legs, ears. Yeah. That he's just light and he's not a person with a form. But the truth is that the Lord has a form, and his form is not material, it is Satchit Ananda, transcendental.
Yes.
And he's very much a person. He has qualities. He has his transcendental qualities. He has emotions. So, text 22. Soyam samasta jagatam surit eka atma satvena yanrityate bhagwan bhagena teneva medrisham anuprashatat yathaham sakshrayami purvavat idam pranata priyaso. Let the Supreme Lord be merciful towards me. He is the one friend and soul of all living entities in the world, and he maintains all for their ultimate happiness by his 6 transcendental opulences. May he be merciful towards me so that I, as before, may be empowered with the introspection to create, For I am also one of the surrendered souls who are dear to the Lord. So here Brahmaji he's asking for the mercy of the Lord. He's the greatest person in this universe. There's no one more greater than Lord Brahma in this universe. Yet he is saying, oh, my dear Lord, be merciful unto me. Please have mercy on me. And then he's saying that the Lord is the one friend and soul of all living entities in the world. And we say, why is Krishna is not everyone's best friend? I am everyone's best friend. You see, I'm so good. I can be everyone's best friend. That we are trying to take that position from Krishna, you know. Actually, Krishna is everyone's friend. He's the one who's making the arrangements for us. And he maintains all for their ultimate happiness by his transcendental opulences. So we think we are maintaining ourselves and whoever, we maintaining ourselves and others. We think that, but it's Krishna who's maintaining us. And again, Brahmaji is saying, may he be merciful towards me so that I, as before, may be empowered. So because it's his morning, he has forgotten now how to create. So he's saying, again, I need the Lord's mercy so I can again create. I can again create. And he's saying that he is a surrendered soul. Krishna does not like rebellious souls. You know, no parent will like the children to be very ill-behaved, very rude and offensive. No parent likes. They will love them, of course, but then they will limit their association with such a child. Love will always be there. But if some child is very endearing, speaking sweetly, then the parent will also like to spend more time with them. So the Supreme Lord Purushottam or Sri Krishna is the maintainer of all in both the transcendental and material worlds. And because he's the maintainer, it is our duty to worship him. But we want to negate that. We want to negate, no, I maintain myself. Why should I worship the Lord? We are not able to realize we exist because of him. We are being maintained because of him. And yet we don't want to give him the credit. We don't want to worship him. He is the life and friend of all because there is eternally natural affection and love between the living entities and the Lord. He's the one friend and well-wisher for all, and he is one without a second. So Krishna always wants the best for us, always. No parent wishes anytime any bad for the children. So Krishna loves us. He has a natural affection. It's natural. There's eternally a natural affection and love. We also actually love him. But what has happened is right now we want to become his competitor. So we have forgotten that natural love for him. We want to become him. So we have forgotten that. But in spite of that, he wants us to come back. He keeps giving us good instruction. Come back. Don't waste your time here. Don't waste your time here. And what is it? He's one without a second. There are no two gods. There is no one greater than God, or there is no one even equal to God. There is no two gods. God has many names. He has unlimited names, but God is one. It's not that your God and my God. No, God is God. He's everyone's God, all living entities, everyone's. Only he has different names. The Lord maintains all the living entities everywhere by his 6 transcendental opulences, for which he is known as Bhagwan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is maintaining us, it's said, by his 6 transcendental opulence, that he's the strongest, he's the most famous, he's the richest, everything belongs to him. Then I'm sorry?
Most beautiful.
Most beautiful, yeah. And?
Renunciate.
Forgetting.
Most strongest.
Yes, strongest, renunciate, yes. Yes. So That's why he's known as Bhagwan. So Lord Brahma prayed for his mercy so that he might be able to create the universal affairs as he did before. Only by the Lord's causeless mercy could he create both material and spiritual personalities like Marichi and Narad respectively. So is it that what's written here, that Marichi and Narad are created by Brahma? Does it mean that he created the soul of Marichi and Narad?
No,
No.
souls were already
No.
created, only
Yeah.
the body.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Brahma prayed to the Lord because he is very much dear to the surrendered soul. The surrendered soul knows nothing but the Lord, and therefore the Lord is very affectionate towards him. So here Brahmaji is praying for the mercy of the Lord to be able to do his duties well. So we can also pray to the Lord to help us do our duties well for his pleasure. You know, we have certain duties, each of us. So we can pray to the Lord, my dear Lord, please have mercy on me so I can do the duty very well for your pleasure, as you want me to do it. And here again is said that the surrendered soul knows nothing but the Lord, and therefore the Lord is very affectionate towards him. It's not that if we surrender to Krishna, he's going to exploit us, or he's going to torture us, or he's going to mistreat us. No, the more we surrender to him, the more we will be able to experience the love of Krishna. The more we come closer to Krishna, we will be able to feel his love. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes, beautiful.
Okay. Yeah, Krishna is beautiful, you know. So we can, and we can experience this by hearing and chanting, because we are associating with Krishna when we are hearing and chanting, you know. So when we are chanting the holy name, you see, if we are going to chant the holy name for whatever purpose that it can give us, is Chintamani. The holy name can fulfill our desires. So if we chant the holy name that, okay, let my day go good, then it will day go good. If we chant the holy name thinking, okay, let me get free from sinful reactions, okay, then we will get free from sinful reactions. But if we are really chanting holy name, this is Krishna, I need to get close to Krishna, I need to go back home. That's my true position. This is the way I can revive my love with Krishna. Then Krishna will reveal himself. You know, so it all depends on us.
I think Jayapataka Maharaj said in one of his lectures that if you pray for the material desires, like if you chant for the material desires, your material desires will be fulfilled, but you will be promoted to the higher planets and you will still stay in the material world.
Yes. Yes, it's true. It's
Is it
true.
right? So like we'll stay here in the material, like we'll go to the higher planets, but that's still in the material world. So
Yes.
we cannot go back to Krishna, Golok, Vrindavan.
Yes, if we have, yeah, it's true. It's true, because then we still have the desire to enjoy this material world, no? But then to give up that desire is not very easy, right?
Yeah.
Because we have so many desires. So then we should not feel dejected. No, let me continue chanting. Let me just continue chanting. Krishna will make all arrangements. You know, Krishna, I want to, whatever, I have so many material desires, whatever, you make the arrangements, you bring me back home. You know, just continue with that mood. So we'll stop here for today.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining in today. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.